Hi everyone, my name is Kaan and welcome to another incredible video. Today I will teach you a very visual effect that builds up to an incredibly astonishing moment that I'm sure you will love. If you do so, please consider giving this video a huge thumbs up and also consider subscribing to the channel. Don't be one of those people watching without doing so. But that being said, let's jump straight into the performance. So guys, for this one, I'll need you to call out stop whenever you like. Stop here? Are you sure? Great. I'm going to show you the card. Please do not forget it. In this case, I can see it too. It's not one of those tricks. In this case, we will also let the card unsigned, but it could be signed, of course, if you want it to. Now with this card, I just need you to remember it before we take it and lose it in the center of the pack, right about here. So it is roughly in the center. Now for this effect, I will need one special thing. It is a little red sticker that I'm just going to put on to the topmost card, in this case here, the 10 of hearts. Now this red sticker has a special power that we will use to find your card. The special power of this red sticker is the fact that it can jump from one card onto the other. Of course, we won't just make it jump from the top card to the card beneath it. Rather, we'll just use it to move it from one card to a card in the center of the deck. If everything went correctly, there should now be one card in the pack that now has a red dot on it. And I believe that card will stick out pretty well. Here you go. Here is one card with a red dot happening to be your 6 of hearts. This, guys, is the effect. Let's learn how you can do this. So guys, let's learn how you can recreate this incredibly visual effect. What you need for this one is a very little gimmick that you have to build for this. It will take probably maximum of 5 minutes. The final gimmick is gonna look something like this, which is a playing card that has a secret pocket right over here. To recreate this pocket, the only thing that you have to do is take 2 playing cards that are identical. In this case, for explanation purposes, I will just use 2 different playing cards so that you can see the difference, right? And I have already used a part of this playing card for this gimmick. You just have to use one corner, so I'm just going to reuse it. So as I've said, you only have to take one of the cards and cut off a corner. The size of the corner should be enough to put a sticker on or just to draw an X onto it. So these are now your 2 main components. Now, when you take these 2, you have to find the side of the playing card where this corner is gonna match, right? If you use bicycle playing cards, the size of the white borders are gonna be different when you hold it this way or that way, right? So you have to see if the white edges do align with the playing card. Now, you have to stick this corner onto the playing card so it is stuck very firmly on it, but still that you have a pocket here. Now I have tried a lot of different ways of sticking this onto the playing card. The one version that works very well is gonna look a little weird regarding how you stick it on it, but believe me, it is the best way possible. So take your corner, take a piece of tape, and you stick the tape right on your card, okay, from the bottom, and you just stick the card onto half of the tape, right? So one half is still sticking out. Now you take another piece of tape and you stick this one. The sticky side is here on the bottom. The sticky side here is on top. You stick it on top of the tape like this. Looks weird, doesn't it? But believe me, this is the best version. Now you only have one sticky side, which is this part over here. Now you can take the corner and you can align it on your card and stick the sticky side here to the back of the card, just like this. Now you only have to repeat the process with the top portion of the card. So you can stick it here, meaning you take a little piece of tape, the sticky side looks to the top, and I stick around half of the corner onto my tape. Okay, so sticky side on top. I take another piece of tape, the sticky side this time is on the bottom, and I stick it onto the other tape. So now the only sticky part is here. So now I can align it back on the card and stick it from the back. And now this card is very, very well secured on your playing card. The only thing that you have to do, you could do that before you stick it, of course, is to trim off the tape that is sticking out from these edges. That's pretty much it. At that point, you are done with your gimmick. You have created a pocket where you can hold on another card inside. So this is what the gimmick looks like. Now let's learn how to use it. So guys, now that you have your gimmick, you should be left with a card that looks like this, where you have a secret pocket under this corner. Keep in mind, for this effect, I am using a red sticker for this, because I want to show you that you do not have to destroy cards by having to draw an X on it and not be able to use it for other effects, right? But of course, in my opinion, it would be more astonishing if you had like an X on it drawn with a sharpie where spectators know it is permanently on the card. This really depends on you. You can use a sticker like this or just an X. The setup for this is pretty simple. Take your gimmick, draw your X or use a sticker like this, which goes on top of your deck. Then you will take 2 random cards, okay? With these cards, you have to check the orientation. So when they go into the pocket, the edges should align with the gimmick. Once you have checked the orientation with both cards, one of them is gonna start in the pocket, in the gimmick, and the other one is gonna cover it up like this. And you will just rotate the deck so that the gimmick part looks towards yourself. Then you will need one last thing, which is gonna be your force card, in this case, the 6 of hearts, right? The 6 of hearts is gonna have the dots on it too. In this case, I'm not aiming to the exact spot of the other card, rather I'm just using around that area, right? In this case, here, the top. This one is gonna start on the bottom of the pack. Again, the dots, the sticker, or the X looking towards yourself. Now you're ready to go. To force your card, you're just gonna use a basic riffle force. So you just cut the pack, catch a break, riffle through, and wherever the spectator calls out stop, you just lift up at your break where you have the 6 of hearts. Now when you show the 6 of hearts, you're gonna rotate it. You can say that it does not matter whether you see it or not, because it's not a classic pick a card effect. And you peel it onto the top of the pack. This pack is now moved back to the bottom. Now you can take this and show it around. And when you show it around, you're just gonna cover your X or your sticker with your thumb so that you can give a quick glimpse of the back of the card without them seeing this secret marking. Once you have shown this to your spectators, you will push the card into the pack. To make sure they do not see this, you are going to tilt the pack, you will put their selection into the deck, so now the other cards are covering up the secret marking. At this point, you have a very clean display of their card going into the deck, and you push it flush in. Now, as you're talking to your spectator, you just have to rotate the pack so the gimmick is looking towards your spectators. Now you're going to pretend to place a red sticker on the topmost card, or you're going to pretend to draw an X on the card, right? In the case of placing a sticker on it, I just move my fingers on top of my card case and I pretend taking a sticker that was on there beforehand, right? And as that's a very quick movement, they don't see that there was really something on the card case beforehand, right? So I just pretend that there was something and I'll just lift it up even though there is nothing between my fingers, and I just pretend to place it on the corner. I stick it and gesture that I'm just pressing on it. If you're pretending drawing an X on it, It's also very easy. Take your Sharpie, uncap it, and just pretend drawing something on it. As a convincer, you can use your pinky here to make a little noise of the Sharpie touching the card. This, of course, all is happening as the cards are tilted, so you are the only one seeing what's happening. And then you say, oh, in this case, we're using the top card, the 10 of hearts, right? So you have a motivation for taking this and showing it is the 10 of hearts. The actual reason why you are lifting this up is to reposition it under the pocket, right? So you say, oh, it's the 10 of hearts, and while the cards are tilted, you just slide it into the pocket. Now you explained that your marking is a very special marking, that it has superpowers of traveling from card to card. And what you do is the following, very simple. You lift up the topmost card here, you hold onto it, and then you just have to pull it up. If you do it quick enough, it is going to give the illusion of this card sort of melting through the topmost card and getting onto the card beneath, right? So you're here and it jumps off. Now you can cleanly show it has moved from the 10 of hearts as you move this into the center or onto the bottom of the pack. Now you do the main thing where the marking is going to travel onto their selection. And what you do here is another very simple thing. You are going to do sort of a modified Erdnase color change, but much easier because the card just has to clear the pocket for you to be able to move this back to the top, right? So you talk about this now moving onto their selection or whatever you say. You turn your palm onto the card for a split of a second as the base of your thumb is just touching this openly exposed card and pulling it back, right? Once it clears this pocket, you are going to stop and you are going to move it to the top. Once it is on top, I pretend touching the signature or the sticker in this case. I pull it off the card and I gesture dropping it into the pack. Now you only have to rotate the pack one more time, like this. This brings the gimmick towards yourself so you can spread easily without revealing this red dot. Now when you spread, they will see one card that has a red dot, the only one in the pack, which is their selection. And this, guys, is basically the explanation for this very visual effect. If you liked it, as always, let me know by leaving a huge thumbs up on this video, along with all your thoughts in the comment section below. But that was the video. I hope to see you next time.